good, YouTube? R&R Motorsports back at you guys with another one. And if you guys thought I was done with 6 Series content, you guys are mistaken. I got the GOAT with me right here, AJ, or as you guys might know, Time Bomb on Instagram. And today we're taking a look at his one-of-one custom body kit, custom headlights, custom everything. And for all you guys rocking GTS taillights, you can thank this guy for the GTS tails. So we're gonna do a little review on his car today. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
Guys, so AJ, Time Bomb with a 6 instead of a B. And this is the new Forma Dynamics body kit prototype. We've been working on this car for about 12 months now. And we finally are to a point where we were able to reveal it at Beamer Invasion here in West Palm Beach. So let me give you the tour. So the kit's gonna come with front bumpers, rear bumpers, carbon fiber, front lips, side skirts, diffuser, inserts on the front and rear bumper, inserts on the hood. This is actually my old M5 CS hood that I had made for the car. Unfortunately, our kit hood was not able to make it in time with the tornado in Tennessee. All the shipping companies were having major delays, but it gives you a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like, because ours is a little bit similar with the CS bump and the long vents on both sides. But you can see here we did the slatless grills. We'll be releasing those as well. Those have been pretty popular on socials. And we definitely expanded the size of the openings in the bumper, given more of an aggressive look. We took a lot of influence from, existing modern BMW styling, from the F90 to the M8 concept bumper to the F87 M2. We pulled out the bumper a little bit to give it a little bit more aggression. These headlights were done by OSS Designs. These are actually headlights that were made in like a week. So the real ones we're coming out with will have thicker rings. They'll be brought a little bit more forward towards the front. But what we were able to do with that little bit of time, I'm pretty happy with what we have. So this whole kit, actually, we 3D printed, bondoed, and we're able to do all the body work in just 3 weeks. So here we've got our fenders, which will be available just as all carbon. And you can buy the Louvres additional. You can buy the carbon fins additional, and you can add them if you want, or you can just leave them as like a one-piece unopened carbon. The hood will be carbon as well. Obviously you can see we did like a broken wave fin behind the front wheel. It's something that we haven't really seen before on any cars or body kits, so we decided to kind of, originally we were looking at it and we're thinking, usually you expect it to be one piece, and I debated about it, whether we should just do one big piece or if we should just cut it like that. And ultimately, I like the fact that it's different. I also like the fact that people can buy the fender standalone without the side skirts, and they can just put those on their M6 and it's still gonna look rad. Here you've got the side skirts and matching basically a rear lower bumper slash diffuser, similar to what you see on like the G80. You guys have seen this, and we wanted to kind of bring that modern design element into this M6 body kit. This is the rear side of the body kit. We took some design elements from a few different things. Number one, the M6 diffusers, if you have seen them, or even the 6 Series diffusers, a lot of them have the carbon that comes underneath the exhaust. I wanted to maintain that design element and kind of frame the bumper. We also have these carbon fiber inserts, which I actually took the shape from the F90 M5 a little bit, and I sloped it back to match the bumper line instead of having it come down and be straight. But the idea came from that. So it was important to us to keep BMW styling and soul in the body kit. A lot of people make body kits for cars and the car loses, its original intent and becomes something completely different entirely. And although this is something completely different, it still looks like a BMW. which we're very happy about. Obviously, everyone's familiar with the CSL style trunk lids.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm a big fan of ducktails. Not everybody loves them, but I love them. And we wanted to do something like that for the M6. This will also be made in carbon fiber. The M6 does not have carbon fiber fenders or trunk lids. So we wanted to bring that to the market. But of course, if I'm gonna bring a carbon fiber trunk to the market, I didn't want to just replicate the OEM. I wanted to do something a little bit more stylistic, something that resonates with me from a design standpoint, and I think it looks pretty good. Obviously, this is a prototype, so there are some imperfections, but like I said, we put this together in 3 weeks, so I'm very happy with how it turned out. These are the GTS taillights from BAV Group. Actually, that's how we met.
Exactly.
I don't know if I reached out to you or you reached out to me, but I noticed that the shape of the M6 taillights was pretty similar to the M4, and obviously the GTS tails are pretty heavily used as like an aftermarket modification for M4s. Yeah. And I photoshopped a set of them onto an M6. I posted it on BeamerPost, 6post.com, and it blew up, and I just decided to start taking pre-orders and names and emails. We reached out to a few different light manufacturers, and we were able to get Tom from BAV Group Designs in New York to pick it up. So they produced these tail lights, and of course we wanted to incorporate that into the build, just given the fact that our goal has been to modernize, essentially a little bit over a 10-year-old chassis. It's not old enough to be a resto mod, but it definitely looks a lot newer than its age now. I hope you guys like it. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Alright, so
look at this.
Yeah, under here, it's nothing too fancy in terms of like show car, design, but we got Downstar hardware, we got Project Gamma intakes, we've got CSF, Pure, Intercoolers. All 3 of them are sponsors for the build, and the most, I would say, unique thing going on under this hood, which you can't see, is you have a Destroked 4-liter S63, the first of its kind. It was done by Mike over at Foreign Motorsports. Really gaining popularity for the N55 D-stroke, the S55 D-stroke. I think he's working on an S55 up to like 11K RPMs. He's also going to be doing an S85 up to 13K RPMs. This motor, if you know the motor well, the S63, is a little bit temperamental. I think that's not an uncommon fact. So we're gonna crank it up to 9,000 RPMs. Right now, we only had enough time to do a base custom map, so it's currently at 8,000 RPMs, but it still sounds pretty amazing. The way that we were able to de-stroke it, just if you're curious, basically had to order a custom, shorter billet crankshaft, which shortens the stroke of the engine. The pistons don't have to travel as far. We lightened up the valve train, we sleeved the block, we did ARP head studs. Yeah, I mean, it's a really long invoice, but that's what I can remember off the top of my head. Anyway, that allows us to be able to freely rev higher, a little bit easier. And I'm really stoked with how it sounds and how it drives. I really can't thank Mike over at 4N enough. I remember when I called him, I used to have a E92 M3, and I just loved that sound of that high revving V8. And I said, can you make my car sound like that? And he's like, well, I don't know if it's gonna exactly sound like that because naturally aspirated versus twin turbo, but he's like, we can make it sound pretty badass. So yeah, I'm happy we were able to do that. I'll let you guys hear a little bit more of it later. Moving on to our wheels, we've got MVForged MVF5s. They just released these wheels. David, the owner, was excited to allow us to showcase the wheels for Beaver Invasion. We went with the satin black on the color. We thought it would offset the bright blue really, really nicely. This is actually a Inozetek soft blue, if you guys are wondering. It's kind of like a little bit of a darker slash a little darker, a little brighter than like a Zandvoort blue, but that's the closest color that I can really compare this soft blue to. I really fucking love how it turned out. I think it just really pops and stood out, especially at a show where you get a lot of the same kind of color cars rolling through all the time.
Yep.
So no, we made a good choice here, I think. Obviously, we've got the carbon ceramics. We had painted them red just to kind of match some of the accessories that we did in red. The secure orange interior, which although it's called orange, is kind of more red. Yeah, so on the interior, I would say the interior is the thing that I have least prioritized, just because the first things I did were all performance modifications for the car. And then after I had kind of built that to a good level, then it was like exterior mods, and now we've done a few things to the interior. These are Sparco SPXs, and they are the lightest reclining carbon fiber buckets in the world. They weigh 27 pounds each. The only thing that sucks is this 6 Series chassis, F06, F12, F13, and M6 all come with integrated seat belts, like into the actual seat itself, and so you can't like swap the seats without running harnesses or doing like a custom seat belt, which I was thinking about removing the pillar and like maybe like putting like a metal backing plate there, running a like a bolt to have the seat belt like come up and over, cutting a hole in the pillar, doing all that, just so I don't have to run these all the time. But that's a bigger project we haven't had time to get to yet. The rear seat delete, they don't make these for M6s and 6 Series, and we had Masterminds Motorsports in Burbank, California, who's another one of our sponsors, make this rear seat delete. First they started with just like sheet aluminum and kind of shaped it, and then once they had that shape down and they knew how they were going to mount it, we went ahead and covered it in foam, and then Alcantara to match the headliner. We will be doing a couple little things back there, making like a little plastic plate that says M6 in red to kind of go over those bolts there in the middle. But we may even do a custom half cage back there that allows you to still see the rear seat delete, because like Studio RSR makes a half cage for this car, but it's like there's so much going on you won't be able to see my seat delete. So I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna have it made custom and cut some of the metal parts out so you can kind of see through it to be able to see the rear seat delete behind it. Yeah, I need to upgrade the screen still. It's still the original screen. I will be doing this is pretty sick, but I will be doing a LCI G Series steering wheel retrofit.
That's fire.
Yeah, and I've already got the guy who's going to do it for me. It's going to be pretty sick. Once I get that in, I mean, it's already like a really, really nice interior as it is. Super well made. I love the shapes in here. But once we get the G Series LCI wheel retrofit and the new screen, and I mean, we've got the body kit. I mean, it's just going to look like a 2024 BMW, you know, 2025, whatever. But yeah, we're pretty excited for what's coming next. Like I said, we got this done in 3 weeks, all the body work, and a lot of that is due to the work from Masterminds, which is my body shop, and Inozetek, who is a manufacturer, engineer of aftermarket parts for cars. Basically, 3 weeks to 3D print, Bondo, and do body work is, you know, SEMA timelines, like good SEMA timelines. So I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. I've got Swizz's logo on the hood of my car because he took my vision, which I basically did a shitty Photoshop of, taking kind of parts from other cars and adjusting them and putting them on the M6 body, and I gave it to him and he turned it into what it looks like now. So definitely big shout out to all those groups that helped us to create what this is. On my windshield you can see my company Forma Dynamics. That is going to be the place that we start rolling out new parts for cars that are typically underserved. Obviously everybody's making stuff for G80s, G87s, but you know, we might do like an E24.
Link will be in the description for you guys. Go give them a follow, go show some love.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, big shout out to everybody who came together to make this thing happen. It was almost impossible task, but we were able to do it.
He definitely tracks this thing.